The Many-Faced Artist as a Young Woman's Portrait. Prologue. A character study. She thinks that she's attractive, but she will never really be sure. She compensates for this by trying to be desirable in an abstract way, yet is shamed as soon as she actually draws a man's tangible attentions. She is in that mid-20s twilight zone where she doesn't know whether she should still be flattered or instead become offended when someone thinks she is older. She vacillates between seeing herself as beautiful and as disgusting, between obsessing over and hating herself, staring into and avoiding the mirror, standing out and transmuting, invisible. She wants to market her art, make herself consumable, but still sit outside and above the real world as theory, as philosophy, as maybe, as not yet. She wants to be a writer, resents her comfortable, well-paying 4-days-a-week job, but still doesn't ever really do that much with her days off. She imagines herself the smartest person in the room, but knows she must be incredibly dense, as why else would someone hold so much dissonance, want so much of everything? She is searching for the ethereal space between the boyish, the feminine, and the crone, the familied, the surrounded, the solo, the fertile, and the barren. She craves being female and animal as much as she does being degendered and insubstantial. A shimmer, moving undetected in the rooms of men, only to suddenly lather them, bring them to chomp at the bit as she pleases, own them with their own sex, as they have so often tried with her. She has known love, both tender and cruel, and as such cannot properly recognize either. She sees each side of a conflict and knows neither to be correct and both to be bleeding. She knows humanity to be equal parts wondrous and resentful, vindictive and gentle, knows we are all ultimately just resigned, but can't help being tantalized by the wondering of what other than a grand and wealthy conspiracy could do the world so much damage. How can it be habit and groupthink and simple apathy in the hands of each one of us alone? She endures her own ambivalence toward identity, trauma, toward the nation, pacifism, the body, toward illness, intimacy, fear, toward recovery, toward climate, threat, reproductivity, toward violence, pain, toward defeat and victory, but is nonetheless drawn in by the low-hanging fruit of man-hating, of rich-hating, of the silence inflicted by righteous punching up. Sometimes it is all too much, and she wants to die. Most times, she cannot imagine not living forever, and as such she is, perhaps as we all are, ultimately manic, enthralled, uncertain, depressed, contradictory, angry, and terrified.